Hey everybody, welcome back to Iron X Ranch. It has been a long time since I posted anything. I'm going to real quickly bring you up to speed on various decisions we've had to make, things we're going through, and then I'll do a quick tour of the ranch, introduce you to some new piglets, and show you how things are developing. The reason we haven't posted in a while is that the video quality's been pretty bad. I don't have anybody to video the process, so it's just not working out that well. Going forward, would show you what's going on at the ranch and not really show you myself working, because it's really hard to get anything of quality there. And the whole purpose of this was to set our son Zachary up with the disabled boys ranch. He's autistic. He's 19, and he really likes animals. So this was the kind of idea where, hey, we can move out a little bit away from suburbia, get some land, do some animals, and set something up where he and other boys could then live here and take care of stuff, sell animals or sell food at farmers markets, etc. Well, he was excited about it for about a month, and we went through a period where he just lost all interest. I couldn't get him to help, I couldn't get him to go outside, couldn't get him to do anything with the animals. So that really got us second guessing what we're doing. On top of that, Corey, my wife, is having a real issue with the fact that part of raising animals for food is you have to process the animals. We did do a batch of meat chickens, and I processed those. The meat was fabulous. I say, do it if you're thinking about it, because the chicken was much better than what you get at the store. The issue for me was the butchering. Perfectly fine processing. I can clean them, I can gut them. I just have never processed animals before, never butchered animals. That was difficult, and not really sure we're going to do it again. Although I've got some friends who said they'll do the butchering if I do the cleaning, so maybe we'll partner that way. With all that, we're just going to kind of press forward. Zach started to re-engage a little bit, and we just had piglets. We've got 8 really cute piglets running around, and he kind of likes that. So we'll have to see what happens. But reason for posting was I couldn't get good video. So reason for not posting is, again, just couldn't get good video, and we've been going through a lot of soul searching to see if this is really what we want to do. Because if Zach is not interested, Corey is not medically able to do much around ranch, so 100% falls on me. And Corey's petrified of what happens to the animals if I get sick. I have to go to the hospital for 2 days. What do we do with them? It's a valid concern. So we're addressing some of those issues by bringing in people to help, but it's all still up in the air. But for now, we're going to push forward and we'll do the best we can and see what happens. Let me take you on a quick tour of the property, show you what we've done. A whole lot has changed, and hopefully you will understand that we've actually been working even though we haven't been posting. Let's go take a look. Okay, so this is the pasture behind the ADU. Right now we have 3 chicken houses. The one on the far right is basically housing 4 roosters. It was housing 9, but we had a chlamydia attack. The other 2 are housing our total of 50 chickens that are about 3 months old. Then our older chickens are in another area I'll show you later. The 2 hoop houses, small one is where Papa, our male pig, is, and the large one is where Mama and the piglets are. So let's go take a look. Mama's just kind of chilling. You can see we've got a couple of piglets are in the hoop house. Then there's one kind of just snarfing around. Unfortunately, Mama had 16 in the litter, and only 8 have survived. One of them is she has 16 peaks, but she was only exposing 8. We didn't catch that. Her being a new mother, us being new owners. So for about a day, only 8 were really getting nourished. Then we had to add the fact that she did actually kick a couple on accident rollover on one. We had a roll bar, but as you can tell, this is not a very firm structure. It was set on a stand and she didn't like it. So she threw the stand with her snout, and the stand landed on one pig. So then the last one we lost, we did hand feeding for a week every 3 hours. And that really knocked us out tired wise. We ended up having to put her down She had a infection that caused a skin issue, and she also had pneumonia. The vet recommended that we just put her down, so we did that. So we have 8. They're very healthy, and they're starting to eat solid food. They're about 3 weeks old now. We have an agreement with another breeder who's about 50, 60 miles away. We got our adult pigs from the same breeder in Oregon, elemental acres. Even though we got our pigs from the same farm, they were far enough genetically that we can breed. My female piglets can breed to her male, and her female piglets can breed to our male papa. So we're doing a trade. I'm giving them 3 of our piglets, and they're giving me 2 of theirs. And the reason for the discrepancy is they actually drove up to Oregon and brought the first pigs down, saved us a lot of money. So that's a deal we made. So we'll come back to piglets later because I can watch them all day. Okay, so this is the second time we've run through this pasture, and we were fairly successful in getting some of it to grow. Now, this netting with the chicken coop is an example of what we are going to try and do throughout the property. We've got 23 chickens there. Right now, they have free run of a pretty large area. Next week, we will move the sheep and goats down closer to the gate and give them access to the eucalyptus trees at the same time. We will shift this netting and put the chickens where the sheep and goat are now. They can work on what the sheep and goats haven't eaten. Then we'll take this area up to the top and supplementally plant it where there's nothing, cover it with a little bit more mulch, and then hopefully in about 60 to 90 days when we come back, we will have more greenery. It's a work in progress, but I'm pretty happy with how things have gone so far. Now, in other parts of the property, we're not having so much luck. I'll show you that. So over here, what I wanted to show you is this is kind of a disappointing area. That we have the sheep and goats here, as well as the pigs, and they have been off this for about 60 days. It's been planted, it's getting water, and not a lot is growing. Part of that is we tested depth of mulch, and where we put a very thin layer of mulch, birds in the neighborhood have come and had a feast with our seeds. So what we've done now is we have right around the sprinklers, seeing how far they spray, and then we planted that area. That was done in the last week or two, so nothing's really growing, but we're hoping that we get as much of this area as pasture as possible. Just a couple other things we're doing. We are getting spent grain from 2 breweries owned by friends of mine, and that helps with keeping the food costs down for the pigs and chickens, and also provides a very good source of protein and fiber. Because it's a lot of their diet and it's not real balanced, we are then making a custom blend that includes barley, oats, wheat, sunflower seeds, alfalfa pellets, corn, peas, and flaxseed, and then we ferment it. So that's our bulk grains. Then it comes out here and sits for a couple of days. This then is given to the pigs and the chickens. So you can see we've got a couple of days of food out here in empty buckets that I will clean out and take back to the breweries to refill. This has got our cost of food down to about 31 cents a pound for the chickens and about 38 cents a pound for the pigs, which is less than if we were to buy commercial feed, it would be about 50 cents a pound. So it's a little bit of a savings, but as we get more and more pigs and chicken on the pig side, we're going to about 24 pounds a day right now. On our chickens, we're going to about 20 pounds a day. So it is a significant savings. Another thing that's exciting is we have broken up the slab that used to be there for the old barn, and we're in the process of getting approved on a new barn, which will go right in this area. It's going to be a 4,500 square foot barn. It'll include on the far right side a farrowing and barn and nursery for the babies. Also a place where we can process chickens if we decide to do that again. The middle will be a man cave that will include a brewery and space for a poker room and some TVs, and also will open up so that we can do parties and entertain. We can have a lot of people out here once we clean it up. On the far left side will be basically the workshop with all the tools and a place where we can park the RV. We're pretty excited. We jumped on it a little sooner than we were going to because of the tariffs on steel. Okay, here is one thing that we did give up on. If you remember an earlier video, I showed you that we built a raised vegetable garden and created a PVC drip line and really had it automated and everything was running well. Problem is, we've had to give up on the idea of vegetables because what we were really doing was creating a buffet for all the squirrels and rabbits around here. We planted it 3 times. We wrapped it in cattle panels with chicken wire. We tried pretty much everything. There's no keeping out hungry squirrels and rabbits. So we finally just took it down. What we'll try and do is when we get a little more water pressure or a better pump, we'll plant some of this all the way down through this area here and just try and create a little bit more pasture. Trying to handle them as much as possible. They're really mostly pretty good. They do like to eat my shoes. All right, Mom, are you chilling? All right. That's probably a good way to end it. So thanks for watching all the way through. We will probably only be posting once a month till we figure out what's going on, but just enough to give you guys an update on how things are going. So once again, thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date with us, go ahead and subscribe. I promise we're not going to post every day. And until next time, have a great day.